Hey everybody, hope you guys are healthy and safe. So it is Friday night in one of the hipster areas of Hong Kong, but Hong Kong currently has a COVID outbreak, so it's a lot more quieter than usual. But this it's a really stylish neighborhood, and I thought it's a good time to test out cameras. I have here the Galaxy S22 Ultra. So this should be one of the best camera phones of the year, if not the very best. And I thought it would be a good time to pit it against the current champion, smartphone camera champion, the Vivo X70 Pro Plus. I have a leather case on it right now because I really don't like this phone's back. But also, Google Pixel 6 Pro, I have a D-band skin up top. It does not come in this colorway. And just for the sake of comparison, an iPhone 13 Pro Max, because this is still the default smartphone for a lot of people. So we're going to do a camera shootout between these four phones. So if you have watched my camera test before, you will know that I do things a little bit differently than a lot of people. So first of all, I try to shoot in challenging lighting conditions, which would be low light or against backlight. I don't really see much point in testing cameras in perfect lighting in 2022 when every smartphone, even budget devices, can do a good job under great sunlight. And I just like to point and shoot. I don't want to do any manual tweaking. I don't want to tap on the screen to fix exposure. I generally don't even jump into night mode. I just let the software take care of everything because that's how most normal people use smartphones. So we'll start with a relatively basic scene. You know, even though it's nighttime in Hong Kong, this is still really well lit. So we'll get a 1x photo and then ultra wide. And we'll go into 10 times zoom. Since it's low light, this might not be an optical zoom, this might just be a digital zoom, but I will test the zooming during the day too, but we'll see how it fares at night. Vivo X70 Pro Plus, so 1x, ultra wide, and then we'll go up to 10x. Okay, Pixel 6 Pro, 1x. So the Pixel will automatically turn on night mode, so you can see it takes quite a long time for the photo to capture, see? And then we'll jump up to 10x. And finally, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Ultra wide. 10x. Okay, it is now the second day after I've shot all the videos and photos, and now I'm examining them on my large screen monitors. I'm going to examine them on my Mac and also the Huawei Mate View. So I'm a Pixel peep, and then I'm going to basically do a voiceover about my thoughts of the photos. And you know, you're welcome to make your own judgment too. Okay, so all four of these images look pretty good, but the iPhone's image is the most dull. It's the darkest. Colors don't pop as much, but you can argue the iPhone's trying to keep it realistic. Vivo's image contrast is dialed up, so it really catches your eye, but it's not the most realistic color representation. That would be the Pixel and the Galaxy S22 Ultra. But if you're posting on Instagram, I think the Vivo shot looks the best. Now when you're looking at these photos at 400% crop and pixel peep, you can see Vivo's image is also the sharpest. You can see the texture on the floor and the beard bottles. The Pixel's image is really soft, and the iPhone's photo is just a little bit dark. The Galaxy S22 Ultra shot is pretty good. Now moving on to the ultra wide, we can see that the iPhone and the Galaxy S22 Ultra have the widest field of view. The Pixel's ultra wide is actually quite narrow. Look at how much more tighter the crop is. Vivo's colors pop a little bit more than everybody else, but again, it looks a little bit too yellow. The colors don't look realistic. I think right here, I prefer the Pixel's ultra wide and Samsung's ultra wide. The iPhone details are quite soft. Now we look at 10 times zoom, and surprisingly, the Pixel's 10 times zoom is the best of the bunch, beating the Galaxy S21 Ultra. Now keep in mind, this is shot in low light, so I don't think Samsung used its periscope zoom lens. Maybe it just used a digital crop of the main camera. I will test more during the day and see. Surprisingly, the Vivo X70 Pro Plus's 10 times zoom is the worst of the bunch, even worse than the iPhone 13 Pro, which the iPhone 13 Pro doesn't have a periscope zoom lens. But I think when you're shooting zoom shots at low light, all the phones probably just use digital zoom except for Google Pixel. Okay, and then this is one of my favorite basketball courts in Hong Kong. There's a basketball hoop right there, and this is like an elevated. We're on a hilly path, so it kind of overlooks a little bit of the city. So you have apartment buildings on the back. So there's a chain fence here, but I'm just gonna shoot through the chain by just putting the camera through the hole. X70 Pro Plus. Pixel 6 Pro. The Pixel takes a long time for night photos. And the iPhone 13 Pro Max. This one is almost too close to call. So all four of these phones use night mode. Pixel took the longest, but all four of these shots look great in terms of dynamic range and just the lack of noise. Now you zoom into 400% and you see that Samsung's image is a little bit soft. Pixel and Vivo's image look pretty good, and the iPhone's image is a little bit dark, but relatively noise-free. This one's like a virtual tie. Okay, next up, I'm gonna test low light videography. I mean, this isn't super dark, but it's low light enough. I'm gonna start with the S22 Ultra and the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now, I know this is not the most scientific test, because the most scientific way to do it is if I have a rig with like four phones, like four clamps with all four phones tied together, but I don't. So I just have to hold one phone in each hand and do it like that. It's not the most scientific test, but hey, it is what it is for now. Okay, next up, Vivo X70 Pro Plus, Google Pixel 6 Pro 4K 30. Okay, so it is raining right now, but still gotta finish this video. So this is main camera footage 4K with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. I'm just walking up the street. And then now we have 4K footage from the Vivo X70 Pro Plus main camera. Testing. Okay, now Pixel 6 Pro, 4K footage, main camera. Walking up the street, testing. iPhone 13 Pro Max, 4K 30, main camera, walking up the street, testing. Now this is an ultra wide camera video with the Galaxy S22 ultra wide video. Okay, now ultra wide video with the Vivo X70 Pro Plus, ultra wide video. Okay, ultra wide video with the Pixel 6 Pro, ultra wide video, Pixel 6 Pro. Okay, ultra wide video with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, iPhone 13 Pro Max ultra wide video. Okay, let's do a quick zoom test. So there's some menus there. I'm gonna zoom 10 times into that sign. Okay, not surprisingly, the Galaxy S22 Ultra's 10 times zoom shot looks the best when you have good sunlight. The colors are the most accurate. The Pixel 6 Pro's colors are actually quite muted and a little bit dull. Now you dial it up to 400% and Vivo's shot actually holds up pretty well, but the S22 Ultra still has the best zoom shot. It isn't always just about the long zoom though, so let's test a shorter zoom. So that would be 3 times zoom for the S22 Ultra, iPhone 13 Pro Max, and 2 times zoom for the Vivo and 4 times for the Pixel. This is like an ideal portrait focal length. Now for this portrait shot, I think the Google Pixel 6 Pro has the best edge detection and the most natural bokeh. Okay, so right here I just shot with the default optical zoom, so 3 times, 2 times, 4 times. And I'm gonna bump them all up to the same size, and we can see that Samsung zoom and Google zooms are probably the 2 best. Okay, I personally don't give a damn about selfies, but here it is anyway. We can see Samsung actually blows out the background completely, and I think the Pixel and the iPhone found the best balance. If you look at the Vivo selfie, they apply some ridiculous beauty filter that look fake as hell. Okay, I'm gonna show you some more low light samples that I took. I think for the most part, all 4 phones do a really good job at night. Right here is the main camera, all 4 look great, although I think Samsung and Vivo's image look the best. Now if you switch to the ultra wide, then the iPhone's ultra wide is just pretty bad. It's because it has a relatively small image sensor size. But the one area the iPhone wins clearly is in macro shots. It can get much closer to a subject without losing focus. Okay, so after examining all 4 cameras, testing in various lighting conditions, I think the iPhone 13 Pro Max is the best in video, the best in macro photography, and probably the best in selfies. But the stuff I care about is like ultra-wide photography, zoom photography, and night shots. And I think in all these areas, the iPhone falls short. So that would be the last place for me. And then when it comes down to the other 3, it's very close to call. I still think the Google Pixel 6 Pro has the most fun camera system to play with, but I think the Vivo X70 Pro Plus consistently finds the best dynamic range in HDR. With that said, however, the S22 Ultra may just be the most capable system of them all because it's the only one that doesn't lose any categories badly. Because if you think about it, there are a couple of categories where the iPhone just completely got killed. Likewise with the Vivo X70 Pro Plus, it messed up that 10 times zoom shot very badly, and the Pixel's camera UI can be a little bit sluggish and laggy, and when you take night photos you have to wait like 3 seconds. So the Galaxy S22 Ultra may actually be the most well-rounded system of all. In fact, the video footage you're watching right now is shot with the Galaxy S22 Ultra. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I spent a lot of time on it. I spent all Friday night and Saturday running out and about filming in the dark, in the rain. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram at Ben's Gadget Reviews. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.